I am going to say that you have to watch what you ask for because you just might get it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 9, episode 9. And as I said, watch what you ask for because you just might get it. Just might get it. Anila, I'm talking to you. Oh, yes. You just might get it. Just might get it. Anyway, we're going to get to it. Let's do this little walkthrough here. Damon, Dr. Damon, a.k.a. Dr. Daddy, and Heavenly are having a little sit down. She went down to his job and brought him lunch and everything like that, and they're sitting there eating. And, things have gotten calm. And she apologized to her husband. She apologized to her husband, which she should. She embarrassed him. She embarrassed him, and she acted out of sorts. We may not agree with her views on submission and all of that, but their life is what their life is. She is submissive to him. And when she didn't submit, that was a problem over there at the Kimes house. That was a problem. And that's why we seen this little clip here. And she apologized to him and told him, I'll never do that again. You did tell me to be quiet. And, he told her, he gave her, he said, maybe with everything that had went on before, I didn't know exactly where you were because there was a lot of stuff that she's dealing with her mother and all of that. And, they really, their situation works. Listen, let me tell you something. You don't have to understand the marriage between Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly because you're not a part of it. And that's me included. We watching, we say what it is we have to say, but at the end of the day, whatever works for Heavenly and Damon works for Heavenly and Damon. And her being submissive works for them. And in the grand scheme of things, Heavenly, he was out of order. You know what it gives. You know the assignment. And the dog ate my homework just didn't work. Girl, he was out of order. So she apologized. He actually apologized to her. Everything was cool. She said, I think I'm just going to spend some time away from Contessa because things are just, it's a mess. And he was saying, I wasn't trying to start any trouble. And we knew that. He's like, I was trying to do something nice. And yeah, I was angry. We seen that. I felt bad for him because again, he was coming from a place of love and adoration, and honey, Contessa was doing the most. Now, speaking of, going over here to Contessa and Scott's joint. Scott ain't on board, Contessa. What you say? Scott ain't on board. Scott nicely checked Contessa. Real nice. I don't like this constant fighting back and forth with you and Heavenly. Me and Damon is cool. Everything fine. But I just don't like it. You are really every time you are on. She's the aggressor. She's the aggressor. In the beginning, yes, Heavenly hurt her and all that. But these fights they've been having, Contessa is truly being an asshole. She is being very aggressive. The stuff with her and Dr. Damon was so out of order, and she put 20 on 10 and all this extra stuff about you can't, that was just, it was ugly and it was unnecessary. And then it could have really went somewhere where it didn't have to go. Because, sometimes with men get mad at your wife and bust you in the mouth just because they can't bust her in the mouth. And I really believe Dr. Damon was mad like that. He was mad. That could have went really ugly. Really ugly. really ugly. But everybody kept their head about them, except for Contessa. She was acting a fool. And Heavenly. Now here's the thing. Contessa hurt her husband, and she definitely feels badly about what is going on with Heavenly and her mom. Because, again, at the end of the day, does she really hate Heavenly? No, she does not. Is she really that upset with Heavenly? No, she's not. I still say this has a lot to do with, you heard it, camera balls. And I don't know, like, why you even playing that game. What is the real point? But I see camera balls. But as far as what's real, Contessa ain't ready to get rid of her friendship with her friend Heavenly, her sister Heavenly. She still love Heavenly. She just doing the most for the least. And it's just pathetic. And it's not coming across well. And as a viewer, Contessa, we not buying it and we don't like it. I just don't feel like it's a good look. I think you better than that, personally. I like them both. But I think you better than that. This is crazy. Find something else. Find something else. Not this. This ain't. You more interesting than this. You got other stuff going on. You got your little health journey, and you got stuff going on. You don't have to have a dead horse beat storyline. You're better than that, Dr. Contessa. The storyline of the YouTube channel and the violation, yeah, that was good. That was good, but it's getting too volatile at this point. It really is. I'm leaving that there. But, yeah, old Dr. Scott, I was waiting on Dr. Scott. He checked her. He did. I said, okay, Scott. And he wasn't nasty. He wasn't nasty. It was done in a husband kind of way, and it was cool. I was all right with that. Moving on. Audra and Martin. This, I've been telling y'all that I like Audra, okay? And now that we've seen Audra and Martin together, we need more Audra and Martin. We ain't willing to give them up. We not willing to let them go. I like this Audra and Martin. Them two are clowns. Do you hear me? I sat here and I keyed at them two fools sitting with that wedding planner and being so funny and open and real about the money. They already got married at pandemic time. They got married down at the courthouse. See, that's real. That's real shit. They went, I love you. You love me. Let's go downtown and get married. They went on downtown and got married and said, we'll do it. We'll have the party later. That's real. Okay? That's real. So, them confessionals had me screaming when they were talking about the prices of everything and they was cracking these jokes. It was hilarious because they are way over budget. Like, way over budget. And listen, Dr. Martin is funny. He is a funny guy. He's funny. His facial expressions and some of the stuff he was saying, funny. We need more, and we want them. We want to secure them as a couple. If we got to trade out, y'all already know what my trade going to be. Karen, I hate to see you go because I think Karen is hilarious. But Karen's wife, I'd be willing to let her go. And I'll take Audra and Dr. Martin over Anila and Karen. Damn, I hate to lose Karen, though. I hate to lose Karen, but I done had about all I could take of Anila and her mama. You understand me? I've had about all I could take of them folks. But anyway, speaking of, let's go on over her house. We right back where same old stuff. Same old stuff. She's still fussing about mama. Nasty. And I feel bad that much. I feel bad that much. Keep coming on here every week, calling that lady a little dirt dauber. You know, I don't want to coin her as Mama McNasty, but She Mama McNasty. She nasty. And it keeps coming up. Ain't nobody lying on you. You dropping food, you leaving food open. All the things, you just keep doing them. So I don't think it's a put on. I think you is Mama McNasty. It just kind of is what it is. Some things just stick. Don't take it personal. It is what it is. Mariah Huck's mom will always be Shoot Lucy. No matter what. If she ain't on this channel no more with this show. But for me, she will always be Shoot Lucy. Okay? It ain't personal. That's just Miss Lucy's personality. That's what I coined her, Shoot Lucy, because that's how she get down, baby. From the time she took that purse and went upside Toya's head, when Mariah and Toya was fighting in season 1, she took upside her head with that purse. From that day till this, Miss Lucy is Shoot Lucy. And that's who she is in my world. And listen, from here on out, Anila, your mama is Mama McNasty, honey. She nasty. And that's what you have built. That's what we know of her. Lady, you nasty. And I done had enough of her. I done had enough of you leaving the food out. I done had enough of you putting your hands in the food and ain't wash your hands. I just done had enough of your nasty ways. Mama McNasty. Anyway, moving on. So, more dirty problems. And then, now Anila's opening up this whole hair boutique, okay? And she's going to be selling, more like peddling, raw Indian hair. Now, Mama McNasty, come here, girl. Come down front and talk to me for a second. You know you a hypocrite, right? You know your little nasty self is a little hypocrite. Do you know that? You're nasty and you're a hypocrite. The hypocrisy was just at an all-time high. Whenever that house was being built, you were trying to spend all of Karen's money. All of it. Oh, this ain't enough. This ain't big enough. That ain't elaborate enough. That ain't this. That ain't that. You want to spend all Karen's money. But now, everything's too expensive. How is that going to get clean? You don't clean. You don't clean. Are you joking? You're worried about how the floors are going to get clean. The lady that be putting her hand in the fit. You don't get somewhere and sit down. It's the hypocrisy for me. When Karen was getting that house together and that house was going way over budget, you were all for it. But now this old stuff, and then your daughter said it all, and you one of them people, it's called narcissism, mommy. That's what it's called, narcissism. If you don't have anything to do with it, then it can't be right. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Moving on. Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie sits down with the ladies of Dumb Gay Politics podcast. And this was interesting. This was interesting. Okay, so I didn't really realize, never gave it any thought because I'm not a lesbian, okay? I'm not a lesbian. So I never really gave it any thought that there were lesbians who actually felt as though, well, I'm not actually doing, heterosexual sex, so I don't really have to worry about keeping my vajayjay up to code. Excuse me. That doesn't make sense. This is the first I've ever heard of that. But if for Dr. Jackie to bring it out here on the platform, then it really is a thing. She really was given this whole PSA, basically, about the importance of women who are of the LGBTQIA needing to have OBGYN care. And that just, 8 years. The one, she hadn't been seen by OBGYN for 8 years. And she was very nervous. And you could tell she was nervous. But kudos to you, ma'am, for even doing it and doing it on screen. Because this is important. Now, this I'll go for. This is important. I wouldn't care what type of sex you having. It's a part of your body. And it has to be held up to snuff, honey. I wouldn't care who's venturing inside or outside or around the edges of it. It needs to be, you need to make sure that you're caring for it. Your vagina is just like your mouth. it could kill you. I'm going to say that again because I know that was a little abrasive. I meant it to be. Your vagina is just like your mouth. If you don't care for your mouth, it will kill you. One rotten tooth can literally do enough to your whole body that it take you up out of here. You don't stay on top of it. You don't do dental care, you could check out. Your vagina can flip a trick on you and knock you down. You don't take care of it, it can literally take care of you. So like I said, your vagina is just like your mouth. It is just as much important to keep your vagina clean and cared for as it is your mouth. Those two things can take you up out of here. I said what I said. I know there's somebody probably saying, you ain't got no business. I got business because it's my channel. And I said what I said. Point out something I said wrong. Mouth, vagina, both need to be cared for. Ain't no need to leave up off the planet about what? About what? Get your mammograms. Get your bottom checked. Stay on top of your health. Stay on the planet until it's actually time for you to go. And go get your mouth checked out. Go see a dentist. I know there's people that are scared of the dentist. So what? So what? You're scared of a lot of other stuff too, but you see it daily. Scared of bees. Some people scared of dogs, cats, all snakes. You see that stuff daily. Go see your dentist. I understand you're scared, but you should be. That mouth could take you up out of here, Annie. Anyway, I'm done. I'm down off my soapbox, but don't bump on bad. This was Dr. Jackie's PSA. Why am I jumping in it and going to get the heat for it? I'm going to be tore up in these comments, but I don't care. You heard what I said. Go get your bottom and your top taken care of. Protect your neck. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so dig this. Our food ladies are back in this episode. I said, hey, y'all. As soon as I seen them, I was like, what's going on? I was like, hey. So our food ladies are back. They still feature them, which is great. They're getting tons of camera time, and I love it. Karen, they're working with Karen this time. Karen is throwing his own event. I said, well, this is nice. Come on, because, you know, usually it's Cecil that be putting together the events for the guys and stuff. I said, this is cool. Karen's throwing his own event, and it's pretty much like a pampering day for the guys. Manicures, massages, and then they had bourbon tasting. I said, that was a nice, that, you know, for men, that was a nice little thing, the bourbon taste. I like that. And it was a Dapper Dan theme, so they put on their nice stuff. And listen, everything with men is not always hard and rugged. I liked this. Like, I thought this was classy and cool. You know, men like to get dressed up too. Men like to get dressed up just as much as women like to get dressed up. Now, I'm a different kind of man. So, you know, I like to put on the dog, honey. You know, I like to put my stuff on and be strapped, Miss Lizzie, honey. But that's different. I'm a different kind of man. But men enjoy looking good and feeling good and going out and having a good time just as much as women. So I thought this was great. I loved it. I love the whole idea of it. I think Karen did a great job putting it together. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't prissy. It wasn't any of those things. Now, no one was willing to try the injectables because you know what he does. You know, he gets Botox and all this stuff. And I laughed so hard when he was saying basically that his wife was a blow-up doll, honey. And she tried everything. Like, she's a pin because she come here, girl, and she tried everything. So I just kind of laughed at that. But no, but they were like, we ain't that kind of man, honey. We not trying to, yeah. We ain't trying to get rid of laugh lines or not. We ain't. And as vain as I could be, sometimes you see him. You see him? I don't care nothing about it. Them is mine. You see that? I don't need no Botox to straighten out my forehead, honey, and have me look like a cartoon character. I don't like that look. I don't like that look. I was cute with a smooth forehead in the first part of my life. I am 50 years old. You see them lines in my forehead? I earned every one of them. Earned every one of them mines. I don't play with filters when I take pictures. I don't want to be nowhere looking like Lil Bill. You know, I don't want to. When you see people with filters, it be too much filters, and look, it be smooth, but this ain't even smooth. Still, you see my line, that's 50. That's what 50 look like. When this be smooth, like a cartoon character, that don't look cute. That is not cute to me. As soon as I see them pictures with all the filters, I be like, go ahead, Eddie. The Jessica Rabbit look, no thanks. No thanks. My skin was smooth and tight like that when I was a little kid. I am not a little kid. I'm a whole grown-ass gay man. And I earned these stripes. Do you understand? But I earned them, honey. But they was like, we ain't down with all that, child. We ain't doing no injectables. Now, in that confessional, did I tell y'all Dr. Martin was a fool? Dr. Martin told Audra... He told Audra in that confessional, he said, listen. He said, I wasn't doing that. He said, ain't nobody putting nothing in me. Now, I'll put something in you, but ain't nobody putting nothing in me. I said, I know that's right, Dr. Martin. I said, ooh, Dr. Martin, watch yourself, honey. And Audra just laughed. I said, she know what time. She understands the assignment, honey. Baby, she's ready to go home then. Anyway, but them two... We want more Dr. Martin and Dr. and Audra. Audra, the lawyer, honey. We want more of them. I like them. They are hilarious to me. Moving on. Scott was actually there, and he was late, right? And he come out there, you know, that doggone Curtis got that badass vintage car, honey, and all that. And Scott was out there taking pictures with his car. He gonna say, I didn't touch it. He touched it. Touched it, Curtis. He touched your car. That car is sharp, though. He's taking his little selfies with the car. It was nice. It was really nice. During that dinner, they were just having their little talks, and Scott shared. He's like, I learned my lesson about getting in them women's business. No. I learned my lesson. Cecil, you learned your lesson, too. You got in the business one time too many, and that damn, you had to protect your neck because Heavenly was coming for you heavy. But they learned. You know, they've learned their lessons. Then we had some stuff where Dr. Damon and Eugene actually had some time. They talked a little bit at the event where Eugene, he's burning out. He basically is burning out. And we know that he has always looked up to Dr. Damon. You know, he looked up to him because he did emergency medicine and stuff too. And then later in the program, he actually went and just did like a little pop-up visit. He popped up on Damon just to talk to him and stuff. And they had like a real heart-to-heart about it. And he was saying, you know, he's just kind of trying to find his way. That poor man, he's burning out. And Damon was telling him, there's other things you could actually do to get out from up underneath that and get back happy with what it is you're doing. And I believe that we're not going to see most of it on camera, but I believe Dr. Damon is going to help him and help to guide him from up underneath that whatever that pressure is, whatever it is. He has been talking about it a lot this season. I am kind of worried for Eugene. And did you notice Eugene is losing weight? Eugene's losing weight, and he looks pretty nice. But I don't want Eugene to lose weight for the wrong reason, because I feel like he's stressed. I feel like he's really stressed. But I noticed in this episode how Eugene is really losing weight. But I just hope he's not losing it for the wrong reasons. I like calling him Grimace and stuff, you know, because I don't think his weight was too much bothering him so much, you know. But I think he's stressed. And I hope he's losing weight because he wants to lose weight and not losing weight because he's miserable. But when I'm looking at Toya and him, and then the next scene we seen Toya with her spiritual advisor, Lady C, and she felt like during the pandemic that Eugene was becoming emotionally emotionally detached from her. Yes, Toya, he is. He is, but it's because he got his own personal problems. And your stuff on top of his stuff, hey, this is what marriage is. Y'all just get ready to have a rough patch. That's all. This is what marriage is. But yeah, your stuff ain't really. Not that your stuff ain't important, but he got some stuff of his own. And I think once you zoom in and see what's going on, y'all, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. But I'm glad they're actually talking to someone else, consorting with someone else, and getting it out some so they can go ahead and fix it. Go ahead and fix it. Okay, so last thing, I'm going to talk about Mama McNasty. Mama McNasty and Anila were talking because Anila done had it. She done already had it. So I could just imagine where Karen is. Because Anila's like, look, I don't know. This don't seem like it's working out. Like I said, watch what you ask for because you just might get it. See, you brought your mother in here under false pretense. I said it. You brought her in talking about she was going to help you with the kids, but she's not really helping you with the kids. You really threw your kids off on her. So listen, you know your mother. You know your mother. You know she nasty. You know she controlling. You know she's a pain in the goddamn neck. You got to give some to get some. Okay? For you to get what you want, see, you want Miss Gomez back. We can see Miss Gomez did everything for you. Miss Gomez was running around there like a damn indentured slave. Doing everything. She was playing nanny, cook, babysitter, grandmama. She was doing everything in that house but screwing Karen. And you should be glad. Because I think if Karen would have got a little taste of Miss Gomez, you might have found yourself on the porch with all your vlogging. I said it. But you was looking for another Miss Gomez. You brought your mother there to come and raise your kids. Well, listen, Anila. What you have to understand in the real world, you're 42 years old, right? Either you're going to pay it on the front end or you're going to pay it on the back end. And listen, the end that you have to pay on is the fact that Mama McNasty don't mean to play by the rules. You don't tell her what to do. You do what she tells you to do. That's the pay for what you want. Watch what you ask for. You just might get it. Now, I suggest you send her home. Mop your floors and raise your children. Anyway, I've said probably too much, but I ain't taking none of it back. Before I take any of it back, I'll add more to it. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night, day, whichever time you watching this video, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Sure will. Later.